Welcome to Castrum Fluminis, quite possibly the edgiest fight so far in Final Fantasy XIV. This fight has a few things to watch out for and a few patterns to learn, but overall it shouldn't be much of a challenge. That being said, let's get started. First phase is fairly simple. Burn down Tsukiyomi while avoiding some key mechanics. The first one you may run into is Torment unto Death, which is a powerful cleave that targets the main tank. Anyone else caught in this cleave will most likely not survive, so use cooldowns and heals necessary. The second mechanic you'll run into is Nightfall. This places several fans around the room with circular AoEs protruding outside of them. This works the exact same way as Shiva's icicles, so dodge accordingly while watching out for extra AoEs to avoid unnecessary damage and vulnerability stacks. Next up, two adds called Moonlight Hazes will show up and start moving towards one another. Pick one of them to burn down as a group before moving on to the next. If these adds end up touching each other, the party will suffer heavy room-wide AoE damage. If any player has vulnerability stack, it could mean potential death, so simply burn down one of them before they touch, burn the other one, and continue the fight. You will also see this familiar stack marker similar to the one from Sigmascape V1. Get in a line with the marked player to share the damage. Next up, Tsukiyomi will move into the center and cast Nightfall again, this time triggering the add phase of the fight. The goal here is to down all the specters before Tsukiyomi's suffering reaches 100. Certain adds will tether directly to Tsukiyomi, first the Matriarch and the Patriarch, and then Asahi in the second wave. These adds are top priority as they cause more suffering to Tsukiyomi than the rest of them, so burn them down first. Alternately, tanks can bring the adds to the center for some high AoE damage. Lastly, the Spectre of Xenos will show up and clash with the Spectre of Gosetsu. You should have enough time to finish him off before suffering reaches 100 and progress to the next phase. The major mechanic of this fight involves the floor being split into two colors, black and white, each giving you a debuff called Moonlit or Moonshadow respectively. This will continue to build up until 5 stacks have been accumulated, putting doom on you and instantly killing you. All you have to do to avoid this is switch standing in the black and white sides around 3 to 4 stacks and you will survive. Continue watching out for AoE patterns and stack markers and make sure the debuff does not reach 5. This next part of the fight is simply repeating all the mechanics from phase 1, Torment unto Death, Nightfall, and a couple of stack markers. The second time the floor splits into black and white, the Moonlight Haze adds will come back up. It is smart to decide which one to burn first here in order for it to go off smoothly, making sure that no player is left in one side for too long. She will then cast Perfume, dealing slight AoE damage to the group and clearing the floor. Afterwards, she will cast Lunacy, a stack marker AoE that acts very similarly to Akmorn. Stack to share the damage and don't leave too early. She will cast a wide AoE covering most of the room shortly afterwards, so be on your toes and dodge accordingly. Simply rinse and repeat the mechanics and you will beat the fight in no time. And there you have it, another trial down. Thank you for watching and have fun with the rest of the patch. I'm Reki, you're not, and I will see you with whatever I decide to do something else.